Holy guacamole, Tesla stock is up 5%. What in the world is going on and what do you need to know? This is a massive outperformance compared to the S&P 500 that is up a little over 0.1% today. So first up, Tesla has increased its 72-month loan rate APR in the US to 1.99% from 0.99%. 36, 48, and 60-month loan terms are still the 0.99% APR. Now, this is seen as really good news because that means demand must be high for that 74-month loan option, and people can still afford a higher payment if you extend your term out for 74 months. This is seen as really good news for Tesla. The fact that Tesla has the pricing power to raise the APR rate after it was low for that 72-month loan option means that Tesla's probably getting a lot of demand right now for their products. It's like, in a sense, pricing power. If you look at NVIDIA's GPUs, the ones that are going for $30,000, well, they're actually recommended at about $8,000 or so. $6,000 to $8,000 is the recommended price that NVIDIA sell those GPUs for. The demand has been so high, they've been able to charge $30,000+ for those GPUs. It's kind of the same logic here. If Tesla is able to raise the interest rate, then that means, one, Tesla doesn't have to buy down the interest rate as much, because when the rate's low, when Tesla offers these low rates on financing, Tesla has to buy them down. So that's good for margins and that's good for demand. It's basically showing pricing power on Tesla's part. And when 80% of new vehicles are financed, that's a lot of pricing power. Next up, we have this news. Pepsi is going to expand their EV fleet in California. PepsiCo's North American subsidiary announced Tuesday it would be adding more electric-powered vehicles to its fleet across California. PepsiCo Beverages North America said it would begin operating 50 Class 8 semi-trucks produced by Tesla and a further 75 e-Transit electric vans manufactured by Ford in the next several months. The decision is supported by a grant provided by the California Air Resources Board. Now, as you know, Pepsi is one of only a couple different companies that actually operates Tesla semis today. And if they're willing to buy more of them, even though, yes, this grant does help, it's showing that maybe electric semis could be the future. That could be a trend that starts up. You also have this news that is ranked 5 stars out of 5 stars for impactfulness on Tesla stock today. That is by Orteg, so we'll consider this important as well. There's a couple other things also that are moving Tesla, but Li Auto said on Monday it will not launch its battery-powered electric sport utility vehicles this year, citing shortages of branded charging stations and tight parking at showrooms. Li Auto said the company wants to first achieve a presence of branded charging stations akin to Tesla's presence in China before bringing its purely electric SUV to market. Keep in mind, Li Auto has been relatively successful over in China, but they just offered their first ever pure electric vehicle not too long ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. All of the other vehicles Li Auto has been selling have been hybrid vehicles. Not a lot of people know that. So if they're going to push back their plans for an all-electric SUV, then maybe that means less competition in China for Tesla. This is pretty huge as well. Tesla's China insured units for last week came in at 13,800. If we compare this to last year in the same time period, you had 10,200 registrations, so that's some impressive year-over-year growth. And then back to 2022, you only had about 2,000 registrations for this week. Now, this is actually 41% higher than last week's insurance registration number that came in at 9,800. So this was a pretty impressive number that was released today. Making this number look even more impressive is because yesterday I reported to you guys that Giga Shanghai's production was 63,711. You can see here that that is actually downtrending. But the fact that insurance registrations came in so high, maybe they don't need to produce as many. Maybe they're selling down some inventory. That could be really good news for Tesla's upcoming quarters. Greece reported 175 Tesla sales and 1.3% market share for April. This is the best first month of the quarter ever and 207% higher versus the previous best April ever. So this is now the best April ever. This is 230% higher than April of last year. Tesla's option activity today is also coming in quite positive. You have seen 8 orders from big money. These are hedge funds, institutions, money managers, totaling $2.66 million with a positive order value of 79%. Here on the day today, Tesla's short interest is still at multi-year highs at 3.87%. You have $18.77 billion worth of short positions and 107.31 million shares that are currently sold short. This is also pretty big news as well. Self-driving vehicles set to be on roads in the UK by 2026 as Automated Vehicles Act has now become law. The law will require self-driving vehicles to achieve a level of safety at least as high as careful and competent human drivers, as well as meeting rigorous safety checks before allowing onto roads. Therefore, in the future, deaths and injuries from drunk driving, speeding, tiredness, and inattention could be drastically reduced. PepsiCo last week started taking delivery of an additional 50 Tesla semi-trucks, according to Dan W. Priestley on X. He is the guy that runs the Tesla semi program. He says this is on top of the 36 Tesla semis they already had. And here's the first ever rendering of Tesla's semi-truck volume manufacturing facility in Nevada. Dan Presley again confirms today that once fully ramped, it will produce 50,000 all-electric semi-trucks per year. Lamborghini doesn't think electric supercars will catch on. Nissan has paused production plans to build its electric vehicles in the United States. Automotive News reported on Tuesday, citing a memo sent to auto suppliers. Somebody has now listed their Cyberbeast for sale with no reserve. Current bid is $140,000. Tesla stock is really starting to break out now, up 4.5% on the day today, breaking above your trend line here of resistance, which is about $180 to $181 per share. Tesla stock at the time of recording this video is at $182.86 per share. This could set us up for a run to that 100-day moving average, which is currently at 187.21. That is the next level of resistance. If you get above that, then your next level of resistance is around $200 per share. And then above that, you're headed to about $215, which again, we're getting closer than not to the first cut from the Fed. The economy is seemingly still doing okay. Tesla is getting a lot of demand right now. The business should hopefully be getting better from that perspective. There's a lot of reasons why Tesla should be higher than where it is today. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. After all, the last video that was put out here on this channel said something big is coming for Tesla. And the next day, you're up 4.5%. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Albeit, it is important to keep in mind, we have some big catalysts still to come. You do have NVIDIA earnings tomorrow after the bell. You also have Snowflake and Elf. But tomorrow, even pre-market, you have Target, TJX, and Analog Devices. Target's going to be an interesting one because they just announced yesterday they were going to cut prices on 5,000 general items. Now, that is definitely trying to appeal to those individuals who are trying to save more money are trying to get a good deal on something. Target's not really the store you go to for deals, right? That's a Walmart. So maybe Target is going to report some pretty rough numbers. We'll have to see. Officials today signaled they are cautiously optimistic on the economy. This says here, Federal Reserve officials, including Governor Christopher Waller and Presidents Raphael Bostic and Tom Barkin, have expressed cautious optimism about the economy and inflation. They believe that while the economy is showing signs of improvement, they need to see several more months of good inflation data before considering any easing in monetary policy. Waller specifically mentioned that he does not see the need for further interest rate increases, but also indicated that rate cuts are likely several months away. The officials emphasized the importance of achieving the Fed's inflation target of 2% and being mindful of potential economic impacts. So these Fed officials today sound a lot more in tune with what's going on out there, right? Fed Mester, Fed Kashkari, they're talking about maybe we're not even at neutral. Maybe we need to raise rates again. And then Waller, Bostic, and Barkin today sounded a lot more level-headed. That maybe we don't need to raise rates, but maybe it's going to be a couple months before inflation comes down. That's seen right now as good news. So I would imagine that is also having a positive impact to Tesla's stock today. Over on StockTwits, sentiment for Tesla is actually neutral at 51 today. Yesterday, you were bullish at 69. So that's interesting that Tesla's up 4.5% today, and you're not getting this, enthusiasm about Tesla over on StockTwits. Message volume is definitely higher today, though, at 57, which is considered high. Yesterday, you were low at 42, and the participation ratio today is high at 56. Google Trends data for the Tesla lineup continues to show the Cybertruck getting stronger and stronger, going from 73 to 74 in the latest update. The Model Y did fall a little bit from 45 to 41, but that's still some very strong overall search trend activity. The Model 3 went from 25 to 23. The Model S is staying right at about 12, and the Model X went from 10 down to 9. Overall, very unusual seasonal trend activity here in the Google Trends data. What I mean by that is normally this time of the year, you're not seeing Google Trends exploding to multi-year highs, but you are right now. And I think obviously part of that is the Model Y interest rate that was offered at 1%, but also the Cybertruck that is likely to start boosting some demand for Tesla as well. Google Trends data for full self-driving is falling a little bit today, down to 25, still not the lowest we have been recently when you hit 24 between May 5th and May 11th. So it looks like you are trending in the 20s, which is a good sign that take rate is probably higher now, maybe a lot higher now than it was before when you were trending in the teens to, here you hit 7, here you hit 12, here you hit 11, right? So you were trending at low levels, now you're trending at higher levels. And that should be good news. And fear and greed index today is at 62. That's actually down from where you were yesterday at 64. Market momentum is greed. Stock price strength is fear. Stock price breadth is greed. Put and call options, extreme greed. Market volatility, neutral. And safe haven demands in extreme greed, as well as junk bond demand that is neutral today. The percent of stocks above their 50-day moving average is down about 1.38%, meaning that 1.38% of stocks today, all stocks today, are falling under their 50-day moving average. So that's even more impressive when you think about Tesla, that's up almost 5% today, even though the average stock is actually declining. Now, this is even really good for Tesla that you're up 5%, creating more conversation among investors about Tesla, because if you head into NVIDIA earnings and maybe NVIDIA comes in okay, but the stock sells off, maybe some investors will start to look at Tesla and say, we should probably own that again. Maybe Tesla could benefit from Nvidia falling after earnings. And I will talk about that more in the next video coming out at 8 p.m. tonight. Nonetheless, 10-year Treasury yields today are down almost 3 basis points. That is also giving Tesla a bit of a boost. TLT is up 0.5%. Oil is down 0.64%. That's great for inflation, giving the markets a little bit of a boost today as well, or Tesla at least. And the dollar is pretty much flat, which is better than the dollar rising. And actually, the dollar has been falling ever since about mid-April, so that will start to be a positive tailwind to stocks, in my personal opinion also. So let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Tesla stock at the time of recording this video is about to hit that 5% mark, hitting a new high for the trading day today. Like I said, we have a lot to go over in the next video, where Tesla stock is going next, how Tesla could benefit from Nvidia earnings, what my expectations are now for Nvidia the day before they report earnings. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, I did make some trades today. Check out that link down below in the description of this video. At the bare minimum, hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, most importantly, and I will see you in the next one.